Harris trying to court Black and Latino voters, even announcing a new economic policy.
I'm going to create basically an opportunity economy task force for Puerto Rico.
A new CBS poll shows the majority of women are Team Harris, while the majority of men are Team Trump. Over 50% of registered male voters said that Harris is paying too little attention to them.
Let's do this thing.
Harris's running mate, Tim Walz, joined Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez for a live stream game of Madden on Twitch, where more than 70% of users are men.
You know, this is the Minnesota Vikings that started out.
And the Harris-Walz campaign is not done with Philadelphia quite yet. Tomorrow, Bruce Springsteen, as well as former President Barack Obama, will be co-headlining a concert in Philadelphia tomorrow night. Vice President Harris, she will be in Michigan. Natasha?
Mills Hayes in Philadelphia, thank you so much. And for more, let's welcome in our panel. We have Dr. Ricardo Rosselló, the former governor of Puerto Rico, and Chad Connelly, president of Faith Wins and former chair of the South Carolina Republican Party. Gentlemen, welcome both. Dr. Rosselló, I have to ask you, of course, that comedian opening up for Trump's rally tonight, telling a joke that did get boos in the arena. It has been roundly criticized in the hours since. Let's take a listen together.
There's a lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico. Okay. All right. Okay. We're getting there.
Dr. Rosselló, your reaction tonight.
Natasha, we were just called garbage in Madison Square Garden, no less, the home state of over 1 million Puerto Ricans. This is egregious, it's insulting, and it will cost President Trump if he does not address this. Look, I was governor, proud governor of the island, and I am a current congressional delegate, and our island is quite the opposite of garbage. It is beautiful. Its people are kind. It is an incubator that generates innovation and art. We have a legacy of patriotism, of folks that have given the ultimate price for our nation, and we are proud U.S. citizens. So everyone should reject this sort of statement, starting with President Trump. And I get that Hinchcliffe is a comedian, but he does so in a political stage, in a political rally, not in a committee club. And this is a different context, and there are consequences. So this is not about Tony. It's about President Trump and how he responds to this. Plain and simple, the buck stops with the president. This was dumb. It was senseless. It is uncalled for. And it could very well cost him the election if he does not address this.
Okay, I appreciate you putting that into perspective for us. What would satisfy you? What are you going to be listening for from Mr. Trump? Do you wish he had walked out onto this stage tonight and addressed it directly then? If the statement comes out later tonight, by tomorrow, saying, these were not my words, I reject them, I respect the people of Puerto Rico, is that enough for you?
Yep. I mean, President Trump has used his social media platforms very effectively. I think this is one such time where he could elevate the message and reject the statement of a comedian and recall his love for the people of Puerto Rico, because there is a lot at stake. And Natasha, if you do not denounce this strongly, this is what you're saying. This is what you're supporting. That one of the highest per capita participations in the military in the United States is garbage. That over 6 million voters in the United States that are Puerto Rican, they're garbage. That almost 1/3 of those voters were born in the island, so they have close ties to the island.
Yeah, and Dr. Rosselló, you bring up really important statistics, and I want to get Chad in here on this, because both Harris and Trump are competing for Puerto Rican communities, in Pennsylvania in particular, this all-important swing state. We know more than 400,000 Puerto Ricans live there. Was this an unforced error tonight?
Well, look, I think that my guess is some campaign consultants getting chewed out right now. I think for President Trump, though, this all goes back to how people feel about the economy. 62% believe the economy is getting worse. 52% said that they believe they're worse off than they were 4 years ago. President Trump's message will resonate. I'm sure he'll correct that situation. But people are worried about their pocketbooks. And I'm watching the trends and all the momentums with President Trump right now. All you got to do is look at the early voting. And although we don't know all the specifics. When you just look at the head-to-head, President Trump versus Hillary, then Biden, and then Kamala Harris, he's doing much, much better in these overall polls. Even some people even saying he may win the popular vote. And when you start breaking that down into the states, President Trump's doing really, really well. I don't know if you're watching Nevada, where Republican early vote is outpacing Democrats. That's unprecedented. They're even kind of sweating the Senate race. In Pennsylvania, it's not unusual for Democrat early vote to outpace Republican early vote. What is unusual is 30% of the early vote is Republican. That's unprecedented too. And you go right down the list in the other states, people are going to vote their pocketbooks, and they realize that they were better off under President Trump than they have been under the failures of Biden.
We did hear Trump starting with, were you in a better place 4 years ago?
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.